These are like the really cool hippie people from like 20 years ago when they started like growing spirulina and everyone thought they totally lost it. It's just really amazing to bring these amazing products, to the people and not just get it from wherever. So it's really cool to connect to them, and it's made with love. It's amazing to see.
You're listening to the Almost 30 podcast, a lifestyle podcast hosted by Krista Williams and Lindsay Simsick.
Tune in for a new episode every Tuesday to hear our honest conversations about topics like wellness, entrepreneurship, spirituality, and self-development with guests who are really smart, really inspirational,
and really fucking funny. It's real, it's raw, and it's unfiltered.
Inspired by our transition from our 20s to our 30s, we realized it's so much more than that. Our mission is to provide you with the tools, guidance, and motivation to help you navigate any transitions in your life and propel your personal growth.
Thanks so much for tuning into the Almost 30 podcast.
Here we go. Lights, action.
Oh, get started. Me and Lindsay were real close. We were real close today.
Yeah.
We thought we had an interview.
We fucked up.
They fucked up.
At least you didn't put
Everyone
makeup on
messed
yet.
up. I know.
I'm pissed.
I put makeup on
pissed.
when my back's against the wall.
I'm pissed I have makeup on right now.
I know, dude.
Well, I did it because we were going to be recording. I was like, oh, I should just put it on now and then we'll leave and be prepared.
Yep, no makeup. So I bring in my car, keep my makeup in my car. So it's like the last second I can put it on.
Yeah, you're smart.
But I have I got a facial the other day and I got 2 little, it's
I'm
not like
dealing with
zits
something.
though, but it's something. I don't know. I think they just went pretty hard. Pretty hard on my
with
skin.
extractions. Yeah. That happens to me sometimes. I'm trying to get to know my skin a little bit because it's confusing me. Because I don't believe it's hormones completely.
Yeah.
I know. Gut stuff. I'm like, what am I eating then?
I think it looks great, but I do remember
I have
a period.
makeup on.
Yeah, I know, but I do remember a period. I don't know when it was where your skin was like insane.
Fleeky. Well, I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. Maybe it was when I was drinking a lot of alcohol and it was just killing every form of bacteria. No.
I'm trying to think of when it was.
I mean, my skin's always, in the recent years, not as cystic as it used to be. It used to be super cystic, like other places than where I'm experiencing now. So that's gotten better, but it's weird. Like I woke up the other day and it was like full flare up on my jawline. I was like, what is going on?
What'd you think about that?
I literally have no idea. Truly, I have no idea.
Food was normal.
Didn't have dairy. Workout was normal. I did like an oxygen mask when I was like taking a bath, and I was like, I wonder, because it didn't flare up right after, but I was like, sometimes
what about supplements?
With the masks, just my usual magnesium and Super U. I don't know. Anyway, it's funny because I'm just like,
what about gluten?
I haven't really been eating a lot of gluten, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I think about it, I mean, I did have like a week ago, the freaking ice cream that we were sent.
I woke up at 6 a.m. one morning and ate a whole pint.
Wow.
So that's what kind of eating habits I have.
I'll eat, if I have it in there, I'll take like a few spoons every night, but consistently. So maybe I don't know. It's weird, but it's not dairy.
Yeah.
But it's sugar.
Yeah.
No.
I
Anyway.
think that looks fine, but yeah, that's weird.
I was sending something at the United States Postal Service office.
I was there for an hour today.
Wait, tell me if you know this guy.
Kathy and Rob.
Tell me, which one do you go to? On Wilshire?
No.
Oh, man.
Gotta go to a different one. Kathy and Rob.
Oh, Kathy and
They've
Rob.
literally worked there for 40 years.
I need to go to them because I have the most terrible experience every time. Not because of the service. There's this one guy. Picture this. He's like has Coke bottle glasses. He's wearing a toupee, but skin like he's 14.
Whoa.
So anyway,
like Dave Asprey skin?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Silky like Dave Asprey?
Yeah. It's crazy. So anyway, I've been in there a few times, and every time somehow I work with him. Like I'm trying to like wait and kind of like work with the other guy, but he catches my eye and then he's like, come here. He's like, I'll take care of you. I'm like, oh fuck. He tells me the same story every time. he goes, because I'm usually wearing workout stuff. So I'm in a sweatshirt and leggings this time. He's like, darling, you look like you work out. And I was like,
what does that mean?
Yeah. I was like, well, I didn't today. I'm just schlepping around,
Yeah.
Like I don't really
talking
know.
about my ass, sir.
Literally. And I was just like, okay. And then he's like, and I know the story already. So it's, he's like, I'm not as young as you think I am. And I was like, this time I was,
he has like a
this time a toupee. This time I'm frustrated. So I was like, actually, I do know how old you are. And he didn't hear me when I said that. He goes,
because he's not listening to you.
Not listening. It's a script. I feel bad because he's probably old and he doesn't remember. But he's like, let's just say I'm turning 60 next year. And I was like, so you're 59. Like, there's no guessing. And he's like,
and what about it?
Literally, he goes, how old are you? Let me guess. Like 30, 32. And I was like, yeah. He's like, my ex-girlfriend's 32. She had to keep up with me on the treadmill. I was like, wow. I'm looking down the entire time. I'm trying to get this transaction done. I don't want to look him in the eye because
you're waiting for the fucking chip to process.
Literally, he's
You're
fucking
like, I just
me
put
with
the
his
chip
eyes.
in. It's still processing.
Then he goes, this is a new one.
Wait, my girlfriend was 32?
Girlfriend was 32. And then he goes,
yo, dating a youth.
I can't. He literally goes, you know what I'm taking right now? Meanwhile, he's at work.
Please say Viagra.
He's at work. He has like his coworkers very close to him on either side. And they've probably heard this story, I swear to God.
God bless them.
38,000 times. So he goes.
They're like, Bill, you ain't getting no pussy. Keep working.
He's like, you know what I'm taking now? I was like, oh, no, what? And I like have to look up now because it's awkward. He's like, he takes out the bottle and he shows me, goes like this. And I was like, oh, it's HGH. And I was like, okay. He's like, you know what that is? I was like, human growth hormone. And then I was like, is that safe for you to take? He's like, oh.
It's like an empty bottle. He like wrote on it with a Post-it and he wrote like his own letters, HGH.
It was the weird. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I just got it on Amazon a few months ago. And I was like,
dude,
okay.
Maybe that's what's made his skin so silky.
He definitely gets Botox. It's crazy.
What?
It's like, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And the toupee is so obvious. It like pains me. I almost want to tell him like, do you know what I mean?
Shit.
Anyway, I just like, it's funny because you can tell a story like that, but it's also like, why hasn't any of his coworkers been like, hey dude, you can't talk to girls like that.
I feel this.
You can't tell them, hey, looks like you work out. We're at United States Postal Service.
Yo.
And like, it's just, then I walk out of there a little pissed and I'm like, that's gross. And even though I gave him shit back, I was just like, well, that was kind of violating.
Now I don't want to ever go in here again.
No.
That's the thing is like, you should never want to not go in somewhere again because you feel uncomfortable.
And I knew when I turned around, he watched me walk out.
100%.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Pervin. Dude, showing you his HGH. Is that legal?
The craziest thing.
I forgot. Is that legal or is that like a steroid?
I don't know. Because
like
that's why I said, like, is that safe?
Or is that like a precursor to a steroid?
I don't even know.
Let me see. You can get human growth.
I really want you to go in there one day and see.
I will. And hopefully. What if he's like, hello, thank you, goodbye.
He definitely would not.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows?
He definitely watches Maury Povich every day.
Yo.
You know?
Yo, because it's like the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like you work out. That's like number one for dude. Like you work out and then it's like it's official.
Saying my girlfriend.
Like, yes, it's official. My ex-girlfriend was your age.
So then I'm automatically thinking, ew, you want to date me?
I'm just wondering, like in his head, is he thinking that? What do you think? Like, can he not read your body language?
I'm literally staring down at the counter the whole time.
You should be like, I heard that HGH makes your penis shrivel. I'll go in and I'll say that.
I mean, yeah.
I'll go in and say that.
I'm just pissed. I'm like, everyone needs to like behave.
Dude, that's what Justin says. He's like, just be normal.
Just be normal.
Just be normal. Be horny in your head and be normal on the outside.
Thank you. Because everyone is thinking something.
Everyone's thinking something.
Especially people with a penis.
When my ass walks in with spandex.
What am I not allowed to walk around and spandex?
What am I not allowed to wear lingerie to the USPS? What am I not allowed to make some Postal Service employee horny?
I can't show my tits in the Postal Service office.
I can't give every man a boner that I walk by. Is that so wrong?
Shit. Anyway.
Literally anyway. I don't have shit to say. I thought I did. Thought I had a story, but I don't have shit to say. So that's where I'm at.
We're going into our cave soon.
Yeah.
We are, about now. Kristel and I are kind of slowing down on the interviees.
Yep.
We've
I
done
just looked at our schedule for like November. I was like,
Yes.
it stressed me out a little bit because it was like, whoa. Like it was very, very normal.
We're going to be creating,
Wasn't insane.
carving out time for some next level, almost 30 stuff. And what I actually had a conversation, I forget who I was talking to, basically just about the creative process. And it like rang so true to me where like, you can't tell yourself, hey, I'm going to sit down for an hour now and be creative.
Mm-hmm.
You literally need the space. Like if I think about myself, if I've been away alone, like even 2 days is almost not enough to like get some stuff done. Like, yeah, you can get some stuff done, but in terms of like for new things to come through, I don't know, just creating that like blank time to just like mull over it.
I guess I don't know what new things I want. I don't really want any new ideas. I feel like I have so many. Like I have so many that we're like executing on that I'm just like, that's...
Well, yeah, I just mean the ones that we're planning on, just like how to just think about them and give more space to like think about
them. Think them through and everything like that. Yeah. Because you guys, Your Podcast Pro is live.
Yourpodcastpro.com.
Yourpodcastpro.com if you want to become a podcast pro with millions of downloads.
No, we're so excited about this. I think we've gotten hundreds of questions about starting a podcast. And so this just felt so right. And we just want people to succeed and want people to be able to express themselves in this medium. I think, it's only getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's room for everyone. So we just want to give you the tools, the tips. So much is a part of this program to help you just feel really good about what you're putting out there.
Yeah. So Lindsay and I have been doing this for 2 years on the air. And then, we practiced for 6 or 7 months before we launched the podcast. So we've made a lot of mistakes. We've gone through a lot of growing and all those lessons that we've learned. We're going to share with you through the course. So this is really honestly 100 billion% in response to you guys asking how to start a podcast, how to grow a podcast, how to market a podcast, how to monetize my podcast, even how can you turn your podcast into your full-time thing. So we wanted to make it a place where it was really easy for you to consume the information, to work with us, and then also to be a part of a community of people that are also creating podcasts too. So kind of bringing the community element to our podcast course that we're doing. So this is completely for you. And we're really, really excited about it.
Yeah. And it's going to be fun. We're going to be able to see you weekly on a Zoom call, which I'm excited about. I just want to
it'll be so fun.
See everyone. Yeah. So yourpodcastpro.com.
YOUR podcastpro.com. And then we also have downloadables. So if you are looking for email pitch templates, if you are looking for media kit templates, all of those type of things, the Podcast Pro ebook is also there. So you can go to the shop there and buy those as well.
Okay. Today on the podcast, we have the founders of Your Super, Michael and Kristel.
We love them.
We're so excited.
Yeah, they're such delights. I mean, they're so warm and sweet. She came over, she brought us 2 raw rose quartz crystals.
And made us a matcha on site.
Made us a matcha on site, like such dolls.
So sweet.
We really love working with their brand. Their products are so quality. I use their matcha every day. It has wheatgrass in it, has spirulina in it. It's like a power matcha. But their story is really, really inspiring, and we're excited to share it with you.
Yeah. they're a couple, Michael and Kristel, and they were both playing tennis at the professional level. And then Michael got cancer at a very young age. And so Kristel really stepped in to create these superfood blends to just help nourish Michael as he was recovering and in remission and just trying to get back to optimal health. And so, yeah, their story is amazing. And just like their entrepreneurial, like commitment and drive and the way they work together and have built a team so quickly, and just the way they source their product too. It's just so thoughtful and eco-friendly. So we're excited to dig in with them. You can visit yoursuper.com, use the code almost30 and check it out. But I think you'll really like this interview. We will see you on the other side. We have a review to read for you. And thanks for listening, as always.
Yes, we love you. See you on the flip.
Bye.
Guys, I am so pumped. Justin couldn't believe that we are working with NutriBullet because my nickname at home is Jamba Juice. I am, much to his dismay, I am blending things up at 6 a.m. I am blending things up in the evening. I make smoothies, my teas, everything like that. So when NutriBullet said that they wanted to work with Lindsay and I could not have been more honored.
Yeah, truly. It's a brand that they've been around for so long. They've evolved with kind of the trends and the needs of people who are really serious about health and wellness. I'm just obsessed with this brand.
I am too. And then we've been working with them. So before I had the regular NutriBullet and I loved it, I've had it for years and years. And so I was really thankful that they sent us the balance because I have a tendency to overpack my smoothies. And I put so much in there, and a lot of times I can get all the nutrients I need and not have as much. So it's kind of been a good eye-opening thing for me to have the balance, the NutriBullet balance, and then have the app and sort of track and see how much and how many calories and fat and carbs of everything in my smoothie that I'm putting in. So I'm not being hard and fast with anything, but it does really help me understand my nutritional macros and, whatever I'm having for my breakfast so that I can kind of take that into consideration for the rest of the day.
Yeah, it's so great. And it's not intimidating. I'll be honest, sometimes when brands say they've made things more high tech, I get nervous. This is so user-friendly, not intimidating at all. It's kind of fun. It makes the smoothie making, or if you're making soups or dressings, whatever you're making, really, really fun. So they've collaborated with nutritionists, dietitians, app developers, and just created this really fun experience. And you can customize it to fit your own needs, and you will just enjoy it. It's like one of those things where you're like, oh, this is actually fun.
They have tons of recipes and smoothie types. Like you can be like, I want low sugar, or I'm diabetic, I'm vegan, I need high protein. So on the app, you have the ability to get all these amazing recipes tailored to whatever your diet needs are. Yeah.
And so with the help of Bluetooth technology and the Smart Nutrition sensor, it's able to actually tell you the calories, protein, carbs, fat, and sugar intake based on the ingredient volume in the actual container of the NutriBullet balance. So it's really exciting technology, making your life easier. The more you know, I think it's just really powerful to have that information as you nourish your body. So for our listeners, we're really, really excited. We get to offer you 25% off if you use the code almost30 at checkout. So you can go to NutriBulletBalance.com and use our code almost30 for 25% off. So that's NUTRI bulletbalance.com. Code is almost 30 for 25% off.
I use so much from Thrive Market. This morning, as an example, layered superfood creamer. Put that in my matcha. My matcha's from Thrive. I also use the apple cider vinegar, which is more affordable from Thrive. And then their coconut oil, I oil pull.
Yeah. I mean, literally you can get anything.
Yeah. It's the basics for living like a healthy life.
So you can shop for thousands of the best-selling organic foods and natural products at 25 to 50% below traditional retail prices, which is just incredible. And it comes straight to your door, which
packaged
is so nice.
really, really nicely.
So nice.
They do a beautiful job. I don't know how much they spend. I'm like, how do you guys...
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, do you have a person do this? And
Honestly,
I think they do.
Everything is thoughtfully packaged.
So they charge a small membership fee for only $60 a year, roughly $5 per month. You're able to access all of the organic food you need. So with every paid membership, this is amazing. A free membership is given to a low-income family, public school teacher, military veteran, or first responder. And if you don't make back the $60 in savings, which you definitely will, Thrive Market has a happiness guarantee and will refund you the $60. This rarely is refunded because most people save much.
You save a lot of money.
And now, so excited, they just launched clean wine. So it's made from organic, biodynamic, or sustainably farmed grapes. They are sourced from small and mid-sized producers. It's thoughtfully curated, which I always love because I don't do my research that much on wine. So to have someone curate it and do the research for me is so great. No added sugar during the winemaking process, minimal filtration.
That's the best part. Like people wonder about wine, and I've wondered about where to get clean wine.
Completely.
Low sugar wine that doesn't make me feel like crap, that doesn't full of, so many additives. So it's really, really nice that Thrive Market is now participating in, the wine part of this, and you can just trust that you're going to get great stuff.
It's the best. So you can go to thrivemarket.com/almost30 and use our code almost30 to get an extra 25% off your first order, and a box of wine, capped at $20 off your order. So you go to thrivemarket.com/almost30, use our code almost30.
We've got our rose quartz in the middle, and I'm so thankful for it. I needed a crystal today.
Yeah,
it's been funny. I've been thinking things, and they've been coming really quickly.
Really?
I've been thinking I haven't been meditating as much recently since we moved. I don't know why. I don't know why. I haven't been in the habit. And then we've been brought meditations like in our interview yesterday. We meditated during the interview. I went to an event where we meditated anyways. And then today I was thinking I wanted to bring a crystal and I wanted to have a crystal with me, but I didn't. And then I got this crystal.
Are you guys spiritual?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I brought like free crystals. I'm one too.
Yeah. What does that look like in terms of, we'll get to your story in a moment, but like as an entrepreneur and being also in LA, like, do you find that like bringing in that kind of spiritual side to the business has like accelerated your growth or just kind of kept you grounded throughout the process?
I think it kind of keeps you sane, right?
Yeah.
Like it just, I think for you, it's different. Like he's like, oh, I need to go be manly. And I'm just like, okay, I can't do crazy exercises. I need to go to yoga and like breathe and relax because like during the day I'm already like running and crazy and
like the yang, the yin to I guess the yin.
But it was totally new for me because like in Europe, when like spirituality is like 10 years back. And here everything is about crystals, manifestations, and all this kind of exercise. And I think it really elevated our growth that we can like, and especially manifesting stuff. Like what you said, like it came to me so fast. I think we have the more spiritual people now in the office, and I recognize how fast things come sometimes when you just like put them out in the universe. And I was like, and if you would have asked me that 2 years ago, I was like, you're a little bit cuckoo, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like I'm totally believing in this, like really manifesting stuff, and also in your meditation, manifesting what you want to be in with the business, and I think that's really elevated us. And
do you have any examples of things you manifested quickly?
I think we manifested coming here to Venice, and we manifested to find an office. We manifested to grow the company for the last couple of years, and it's all coming together now. We also manifest a lot. We find the right people, and then they come along all of a sudden, or the wrong people that doesn't.
We didn't manifest those.
No,
I know.
No, but we then say, okay, it's not meant to be, right? A lot of times, like things were like, oh, then it's not meant to be, and then around the corner there comes something that was meant to be. That I think we see a lot.
Yeah.
How do you fire people? Honestly, we want to fire Chloe. Just kidding. I'm just fucking around. But I am curious. Like we're gonna have to do that eventually.
Michael's a master at that, actually.
Oh, you are? Give
No,
me all your
Tell us, Michael.
I think it's the hardest thing ever. I think because also you come close to people and you become a little family as a little company. I just think sometimes we have a lot of young people also, and we're still young too. So it's really hard to keep that separated, the personal and the business relationship. And I think that's the speech I give, right? It's nothing personal. You're like a great person and you have great qualities on this and this, but it just doesn't fit with the company. And it's rather on us because we didn't put you in the right position than on the person itself. So I rather communicate it's our fault because we ultimately hired you for the wrong thing and was not a good fit than the person's fault. I think doesn't make sense to crush somebody just because you made a wrong hiring choice in the first place.
And I remember the first time we had to fire someone and I was so nervous and I was like, I was literally, it's like the whole day I had like a stone in my stomach. And he's like, okay, it's like, I can't talk. Like, I literally cannot speak. And then
you felt so sick in your stomach. You're like, you wrote me like, I have to go home. I'm so sick in my stomach. And we're like, no, you have to do it.
And then it was an interesting thing is that it's really often like we explain her, it's like, hey, we don't feel like you're really happy in your role and that it's a good fit. Well, not me, but he. And then she was like, I totally agree. And I was like, actually, it was so good that it was just spoken out, communicated. And I think that's the big thing. And also it's not just in firing, but the way we work with people is that we are really direct and we like to just like, I don't like to have, this energy sometimes when you walk into a room and it's like, I don't like them and I feel them right away. Let's just like cancel it out and talk about it.
I think it's with any relationship. It's like, you kind of have to, you kind of have to let it go for the both of you. I don't think it's just, on your end, like, whether they realize it now or not, like it's not for them and like release them on to the next chapter.
Yeah. So I always tell everybody we want to make people happy because if they're happy, they do the best work. They come happy to the office and they want to push things forward. But if they're not happy, then something's wrong and then we have to talk about it. I think that's what we always try to do.
And do you how often do you check in with your employees? Like what does that look like?
If we feel like what you said, I think if we're pretty good, and Kristel's really good in feeling if something is in the air. I'm getting there. And the more spiritual I get, I have the feeling.
But it's also I'm jealous of guys because they're not like that.
No, yeah, because
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's almost annoying sometimes to be so into. I'm like, oh, this is so.
Yeah, and I think that's
tiring.
That's why we need more guys also have the feeling because we need the balance. I think it's really. In the workplace, if you have the balance between girls and guys, it's really, really nice because you have some guys who like more, okay, this is just business. And then you have more girls who are a bit more emotional. I think it balances out. But if we have the feeling that somebody is not happy, then we'll talk to them right away. And otherwise, we have like every 2-3 weeks checkups on people. How do you feel and what's going on? How can we help you? So very regular. Also, we're trying very regular because also we have still a team in Europe, in Berlin, which we don't see every day in person. So we have checkups with them on the phone, and we'll try to check in with them early, so they know, okay, we're not alone, and you guys are in LA and we're in Berlin. So it's totally challenging though.
9-hour time difference.
Yeah,
so it's really interesting.
Oh,
yeah.
How do you manage that?
I mean, every morning it's just calls. Especially I'm more on the marketing, branding, online side, and it's a bit more people, so it's just a lot of calls. But it's okay, it works.
Okay, so for our listeners, they should know about your brand as you've been a really wonderful sponsor and partner, but I'd love for you to share your story.
Sure. Do you want to start or
you always start?
Your super.com. We started 3.5 years ago in Europe. Kristel is from Holland. I'm from Germany. And we started because of very personal reasons. I had cancer when I was 24, so 5 years ago. And obviously it was shocking because I just came back from traveling. I was in Sri Lanka and India. Had played college tennis all my life. Was kind of this semi-professional tennis player, and I always felt like super healthy. So I was like, oh my God, what's happening, right? How can I be sick with 24 And then I realized, okay, you cannot control everything in your life, but you can control what you eat. You can control what you put in your body. You can make a difference there. And a lot of prevention is done in what you eat. So that was kind of the starting point, like the turning point in my life where I said, okay, I have to make different lifestyle choices and want to know more and how can I eat healthier. And thank God Kristel was in my life for 5 years already. And she was this total health nut, browsing Instagram and everything, latest trends. She was studying in London back then, already using superfoods. And she was like, hey, let's try to rebuild your immune system. Let's make you healthier. And she put me on a detox. And I didn't know what detox was. It was a juice detox, and I felt terrible, but I felt amazing after. She gave me the first maca shots, the wheatgrass shots, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's so powerful." I was like, "Is that even legal?" Because I had so much energy, I had to like run around the block.
Is it street
sometimes.
legal?
Yeah.
Maca's no
I mean, she's
joke.
from Holland, right? So I was like, "What is in this lattes you give me?" And then I had to run around across the street and around the corner and blocks to just like get off this energy I had. And then I, as German as I am, like I started researching and analyzing everything, and just like, why do I feel the way? Is that something new? Is that something synthetic? Why do I feel that way? And I realized, okay, superfood is nothing new. It has been around for hundreds of thousands of years, sometimes around the world, by indigenous people, by different people around the world. This ancient wisdom. So I was like, okay, that's so powerful. I want to share that with more people, because in Germany it wasn't really a big deal. The market wasn't there. In Holland wasn't. So I was like, why can we not make a product that inspires people to eat healthier? And then Kristel took over.
Yeah. So I was the crazy person. You can probably relate. If you would open my kitchen cabinet, there were just like 30 different single superfood bags in there. And every morning I was scooping and thinking, oh, what I'm mixing together. And that's basically what I tried him to do. I was like, okay, we're going to go to Whole Foods now. We're going to buy this, this, and this, and this. And he was like, no, it's too expensive. No, I don't get it. It's too complicated. It takes too much time in the morning. I don't want to do it. So I just had an empty jar somehow, somewhere. And I just threw in like a bunch of grains. And I was like, this is yours. You take it with you wherever you go, and you take it every single day. And that's kind of where the idea came from. It's like, okay, what if we like mix them together, but like not like 50 ingredients and like filler, stevia, and other things. We're like, we still keep it really simple, that they still really have a taste. So each mix has 5-6 whole food ingredients, and that's it. So we have a mix for beauty. We have a mix, for clean proteins, greens, matcha, and it's just like really based on the health benefits as well as on the taste. We combine these ingredients, and we did that together with my mom and aunt, who are nutritionists. So that was like really, really helpful to have them there as well.
Wow,
I'm sure.
What was it like to see your, partner sick like that, or like that moment when you found out?
I think it was like such a blur. I think for both of us, it's like it went so fast. It really was like a diagnosis. Second day was like a double check. Third day was surgery. And then I think 1 or 2 weeks later, correct me if I'm wrong, was like chemo. So it was like, I was still studying at the time. I was still doing my master's in London. So I was I was finishing that up. It was like the last 4 months. So while going through that, I was finishing up that. So I was traveling back and forth between the UK and Germany. So it was like a crazy time.
Yeah, and I think you go in this survival mode right away. And my doctor told me back then, once you're through this, you're going to be still sick. So you're physically sick and you're emotional sick. And I didn't understand what he meant before. So I was like, survival mode. And then you're done and you like start realizing, okay, what just happened in this 3 months, 4 months. And then you really process this. And then it's also a tough time because you're like, oh God, I'm 24. What's happened? So he tried to prepare me a bit that it's coming, that you're not only physically sick, but also emotionally and spiritually somehow, that you have to like really work that through because it's something that happened to you and you have to live with it. And that came later, and that was also that triggered this lifestyle change, I think. And
while he was having chemo, I remember I watched the movie Forks Over Knives, and that was for me like such a like eye-opening movie because he was sick, and then when I was 13, my mom had cancer. So I always felt like at that time my mom was closest, and he was closest to me. And then I watched this movie, and like literally the next day I was like, I'm plant-based now. And like I think also when he was then sick, I was like, okay, what can I do? Right? You try to find something that you can do, and food and like healing through food was just always something I was always doing because I had allergies my whole childhood. So I knew when I ate something shitty, I literally would get a rash. Someone else might not notice, I'm tired. Like they're like little things that maybe other people had. I feel them like 10 times worse. So that's when I was on a quest. I was like, okay, green's there, just there. And that's really where it came from. Yeah.
Were you ever angry about the cancer? Like, were you ever mad?
No, I wasn't really angry. I was like, the question why always comes up, right?
Yeah.
Why me? Why in that moment? And not really angry. I think because you see it left and right. I think you don't really realize until you have it.
Yeah.
I think that's a big problem we see also now. Like people only realize how important food is once they get sick and once they have something. But not really angry. Not only the why question was like, why is it happening? What can I do to prevent it?
Yeah. Did you feel sick before? Because it's
No.
like I would feel. So how did you get the diagnosis? Like, what made you go to the doctor?
It was, I felt super healthy. I felt like invincible before because I was just traveling and I was enjoying my 20s. And I was like, oh, I'm on top of the world. Finished my studies, traveling with Kristel in Sri Lanka and India. I was like, oh my God, this can't be better. And that's why the cancer and also other diseases are so hard also on mentally because you feel healthy. It's not like a broken bone or something you fall down or something you see it. It's not visible. It's something inside of you, which makes it really scary, obviously. So I had testicular cancer. So I felt something not right. And I knew from somebody else that had testicular cancer because it's very common in my age group from 25 to 35. It's the most common cancer for guys in that age group. So I heard from him that he had it 10 years ago. And I was like, that doesn't feel right. It doesn't hurt or anything, but it doesn't feel right. And so that's when I tried to check it out because I was alerted from somebody else, hearing from somebody else that he had it. I was like going to the doctor earlier than probably when I wouldn't have heard it before.
So lately, because we're in our new place, I have been making my bed every day.
You have?
I have.
That changes the game, actually.
It's crazy.
Sets me up.
I don't, but it's funny. It's very Krista, where it's the surface. My comforter is straight. Underneath, it's a big old mess. Underneath, my Brooklinen sheets are literally in crumbles.
It's in a clump. Yeah, I mean, I'm fucking loving these sheets. The thing is, like, it's like I'm in a hotel bed, which for some reason to me is desirable.
But a clean one that's like one that you love.
Yeah.
They're just like silky smooth.
They're just very comfortable, very premium quality.
Yes.
It's a funny thing. As you get older, you realize like I used to have those like weird stretchy sheets in college. Just it was like the thing
Mine
to do.
were gray. And then I had a Tommy Hilfiger.
Mine were olive green. But anyway, once you get a taste of something that is higher quality and really well made, you cannot go back. And Brooklinen is that for me.
Yeah.
And they've really simplified the process. So a lot of these companies are marking up the sheets like 300%. So they take out the middleman. They're really modernizing this like old industry. They care about quality and how their sheets are made, and it shows. It's amazing.
They have 30,000 like 5-star reviews.
I know.
It's insane.
It's
Can you
crazy.
help us with our podcast reviews?
Truly.
Right? But I've really been loving sleeping in my Brooklinen. Justin loves it too. It just makes me feel better in the morning. I feel good at night. What's nice about them, and I don't know if they mean to do this, is they're always the right temperature. So they're always like a little cooler, which feels so good. Like they're cool and soft, or if I want them to be warm, it's just... They're really nice. So we're really excited to be working with Brooklinen. We know you will love their quality sheets.
And any moms out there, they have Brook Littles, which is so sweet. So that's sheets for your baby's crib. So for our listeners, super excited, brooklinen.com. You can use our promo code almost30 for $20 off and free shipping. So that's Brooklinen, BROOKLINEN.com. Promo code almost30 at checkout for $20 off and free shipping. We usually crave at the end of a long day on tour, a beautiful, fulfilling long day. I need a little sweet.
And it's the perfect salty sweet. I'm a salty sweet girl. And what I love about Skinny Dipped is that although it's covered in like this natural cacao, dusty, thin layer of chocolate, it has the almonds in there too. So it's not a blood sugar spike. You don't feel like crap afterwards, and you feel satiated because of the fiber in the almonds.
Yeah, the fiber is key. The protein kind of has all you need. I usually have a few before a workout.
Good idea.
Yeah, it's so good. So they have different flavors out now, tastes out now. So it's the cacao, espresso, raspberry, peanut butter is my favorite.
Peanut butter always.
And now they have a Greek yogurt covered for kind of like 'tis the season. It's like an orange cranberry, and then they have a pumpkin spice.
So good. I love the pumpkin spice.
So, yeah, so if you can have dairy, those are really, really good. I just love this brand. Their story is amazing. It is a women-owned company, which we love, and we're going to be talking to them soon. So stay tuned for that. We always love a founder story. You know, I know you guys are always looking for expanders as you start your own businesses and follow your dreams. So skinnydipped.com. You can use our code almost30, ALMOST30 for 20% off your first order. I would buy in bulk.
Buy in bulk, guys. You're going to eat it all. Enjoy.
Yeah, I think it's just interesting. Like a lot of men, you know, aren't like prone to go to the doctor. They kind of like handle pain in a different way. It's just like kind of what they have to deal with in order. I don't know. I just like always think they live with it more than women do. I think at least
it's a weakness, right? It's like if you're in pain, or if you, especially in that area, it's I had always the feeling it's a weakness kind of then to say, hey, I have to go to a doctor, right? Because I have something there. So that's why I think a lot of guys also don't think about it and not getting a check earlier than they could be. Because it's, and not so many people know, but I think that is so common in that age group. I was lucky I heard it from a friend of a friend, but a lot of people also don't know. So I hope I can inspire some guys to go earlier rather than later, right? And that would help.
How have you been now? Like, so after chemo, what happened? I want to finish the cancer journey. So you went through chemo. How was that? And then like, where do you stand now?
So I finished, the chemo and the therapy. It was like 4 months, I think, after. And then, that triggered that change. And ever since I go to checkups and stuff, but nothing really major has ever happened. And now I'm like 100% healthy and have more energy than ever, as you can tell. I'm more on this quest and mission to inspire more people to eat healthier, because that's makes a huge difference in preventing cancer from ever happening. So I'm good. I feel great.
It's amazing. Congrats.
Yeah, that's great.
Happy for y'all.
As athletes, both of you are tennis players. I think there's like some, I don't know, concern, but with a plant-based diet, clearly you are prime examples of that. It works, but what about it gives you that, longevity physically with your energy? And what could you tell, athletes that are listening, to maybe convince them or have them try it out? Yeah, I'm just kind of curious about that as athletes.
I can go. I think, just try it. I think trying is just a really, really big thing. What really showed for me that it just really, really works is that I literally had allergies. I had eczema my whole life. And it still took 2 years plant-based eating, but it's gone. And nobody can tell I had it. And if I would have just sat here like 2-3 years ago, I would have had rash everywhere. So I think that's a really big thing. And you see with more and more athletes that they're actually feeling better. I think a big thing is the inflammation is just so much lower in your body, which is obviously with allergies, it's the same thing. Your inflammation just goes down. Yeah. Which for athletes is amazing because if your inflammation is lower, it means you're recovering actually faster, which means the next day you're like, you can just practice like full on again. So that's, I think, like to really point out one thing, I think that's a really, really big thing. And I know protein is always the big topic. Protein, the only thing I can say, it's in everything you eat already. It's in beans, it's in broccoli, it's in everything. And if you really want to add extra protein, then you use plant protein powders. And if you what we do in our mixes, for example, is that we combine 2 plant protein powders. So you have all essential amino acids. Because that's a big argument. It's always, but you don't have to complete like everything you need. But the moment you combine them, you actually have everything. And it's like having a whey protein. You actually have everything you need right in there.
Wow. Where do you source like what is in your mixes, and how do you like, I know your product is really, really high quality. So how do you operate quality control in that way?
Yeah. So I think the best way to show how important it is to us, the first person we hired was a supply chain manager, because not a salesperson or anything to actually sell them, but we were like, okay, first, like there need to be the best ingredients in there. And once we just started, and I mean, we were mixing we bootstrapped, so we mixed everything by hand, and we worked with a couple bigger wholesalers, and we started asking questions like, hey, where is it from? Do you have the test from this batch? Like anything you would ask, and they would just say, no, we can't tell you. Oh no, we have a test from last year. And I'm like, yeah, but what about this batch? Oh, we don't have it for whatever reason. And I just something that so blew my mind, which I thought it's just so common sense to do these things, and would just be industry standard. And it's just not.
A bit being European helped with that. I feel like you guys probably, since the regulations are different, maybe give you that eye to look a little bit harder.
Yeah, we had this shocking aha moment when we ordered wheatgrass from China and then had wheatgrass from Europe.
What was the difference?
And one looks like grass, like a wheatgrass, and one looks yellowish and just like
really
old and it's weird.
And looks and smells.
And
it smells
different.
so
and
different.
So we were like, okay, wait a second, right? If we want to sell superfoods, there have to be superfoods in there. So it has to be tested that there are the vitamins, minerals in there. It has to be proven that this is really, really good for you. And then that led us to this quest on really finding the most potent sources of all these superfoods. And then we started, okay, if everything comes from far away, it travels all the way here. I mean, that's also not really great. So let's really double down on the sources we know we can visit, have transparency. We know the ground and the soil is not polluted. There's nothing sprayed on it. It's obviously 100% organic. But still, also organic means not always is the best quality. I'm saying that because you can buy a lot of things from Southeast Asia and from China that are organic labeled and have organic certification, but you compare them to local stuff, it's a totally different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we made the choice. Okay, we only source direct. We only source from the best farms, and we can visit, and they can show us the tests, and they can show us that they pay people fair as well. All these kind of things we really focused on, because we had this aha moment saying, okay, wait a minute, wheatgrass doesn't equal wheatgrass.
Yeah. So by now we never source from the big wholesalers, but really, like you said, direct. So also, for example, a couple of weeks ago, we were in Germany and we actually visited our wheatgrass and barleygrass farm, our Spirulina and chlorella farm, which was and it's so amazing. These people they know in their area so much, and it's just these are the really cool hippie people from 20 years ago when they started growing spirulina, and everyone thought they totally lost it.
Yeah.
And it's just really amazing to bring these amazing products, to the people and not just get it from wherever. So it's really cool to connect to them. And it's it's made with love. It's amazing to see.
Wow. What can we talk a little bit about superfoods, some of the superfoods that you guys have that are in your products and what they do? Because I know that our listeners are familiar with you, they're familiar with superfoods, but I'd love to really educate them on exactly what each of these can do for them and their body.
Yeah. So I always like to give the example of, for example, the Forever Beautiful mix. Let's just pick one mix and we can go through it to also understand how we formulated them. So if you look at that mix, you have the chia seeds. So chia seeds are really high in omega-3 and vitamin E, which is amazing in nature because they actually they help each other, right? You cannot, without the fat, you can actually not absorb the vitamin E. And then you have the berries in there. So you have an acai and a maqui berry, which are super high in vitamin A. Then you have acerola, which is a cherry. super high in vitamin C, which is also an amazing antioxidant, actually help with collagen production. And then blueberries and maca, which is amazing for hormonal balance, gives you energy. And hormonal balance also helps with your skin. So that's really how we look at like, okay, what about combining these ingredients? And then the funny thing is when they work together based on health benefits, they also really often taste good together, which is similar. I think if you, for example, bread with hummus, like it's really good because it's actually also a complete protein source and it also tastes good together. So I feel like nature kind of always knows best in the end.
And then, I mean, for example, baobab, right, is also such an amazing superfood. We source it from Senegal.
Baobab?
Baobab, yeah.
What is that?
It's this old trees and African trees you see in the movies. They're called trees of life.
Oh yeah,
they're like this upside down trees because it's like you feel like the roots on top and
wow.
And they are super old, sometimes till to thousands of years old.
Yeah.
What's so amazing is about it, nobody owns the trees, so they're wild harvested. So it's not like a monoculture where everybody just like goes and plants them. It's like just owned by the people, by the communities, local communities. They're using it for thousands of years as medicine, as an elixir for more energy and stuff. So it's funny because if we talk to our suppliers, they like send us these videos, and these people talk about, I get great energy and my skin is great, but they're not so functional like we Westerners. We're like, how much vitamin C is in there? This and this and this. They're like, okay, I feel great. And that's good enough for these communities and like to use that as nature and as food. So we source from them, and they engage mostly women in a cooperative that they can harvest. And the baobab, it's a huge income source for the whole community.
Yeah.
So you can do with like sourcing from these people, we can do so much more than just applying this amazing product with so much vitamin C, so much magnesium, so much calcium in there. But also you can like have a positive impact in the community. And that's really important for us also as well, obviously.
Wow. And then spirulina, what does that do?
Spirulina is super high actually in protein. And then the chlorophyll is just amazing. I mean, I think
For
that's
your blood, right?
Yeah. So chlorophyll is very similar to just to make red blood cells. So you just can actually absorb more oxygen. So you just like feel actually more alive, literally. And I think that's also to close them because we're talking about the greens and the baobab. That's all in our super green mix. So also there again, we looked at like a lot of people don't like the taste of greens, but we didn't want to just eat like add like a stevia or make it sweeter, but we add then the baobab, which is like super high in vitamin C. So it's sour. So it really balances the flavor of the greens. And the cool thing is because it's not sweetened, you can also sprinkle it over an avocado toast or just over your, something savory. It doesn't always have to be something sweet, which a lot of, I think people have this thing in their head of like, oh, superfood needs to be in my smoothie or it needs to be something sweet. And we're like kind of trying to break that of like, you can just whatever you like in your day, like just try to add it in little sprinkles to it.
And that we source, for example, from Germany. We just visited, and you can check it out on Instagram. It's so amazing. They what you said, they started like 25 years ago in a conservative country like Germany, and they were laughed at like, hey, how can you grow spirulina instead of like growing potatoes, right? And now it's like it becomes an important income source for farmers to diversify their portfolio because the soil is not as good as anymore. They don't have so much yield than before. So they're now like in this position, okay, then let's grow spirulina.
Right.
Like everyday farmers, right? You would never expect. And the spirulina they have, it's so pure, it's like blue because like it's an algae, it's a blue algae. It's not green and fishy as it sometimes tastes. It's like, it's blue and we just taste it. We just could eat like this, right? Like just like snacks.
Wow.
And so you see this massive differences in quality. And that's what we also encourage everybody to read the labels, read where things are from, and get interested in where your food comes from, right? And we try always to have this full circle because we're all city kids, I have the feeling, right? We're so detached sometimes from where food comes from, like how much work it is to actually grow something. We were so amazed by these farmers because also our hemp farmer, he was like, my advice for all your customers is like, think about if you throw something away, right? Think about your waste and stuff because I have worked my ass off for 3-4 months on these fields to actually get you the hemp protein, the hemp powder. And you guys are like, it doesn't smell so good. It doesn't look so good. I just throw it away. So I think this full circle, bringing back like where things come from, how it's grown, and how much work and love is needed to grow things. I think that's really our passion also now to promote that.
Every single time I get a facial or go to a dermatologist, they all say vitamin C. So Banish has a bomb vitamin C spray that I've been using just after I cleanse. I'll use my cleanser and then I just spray the vitamin C spray on. And if I'm feeling freaky, I'll use their ice roller.
The ice roller is bomb. It reduces inflammation. I do it every morning and every night. And it's actually, if you want to use the Banisher, which comes in the set, it's actually good to kind of almost like numb the skin a little bit. So the Banisher.
What is it?
The Banisher is creates the little micro wounds. So it tricks the skin into thinking it's injured, and then it kickstarts the healing. Yeah, exactly. So it kickstarts the healing and collagen renewal process, which I have this weird satisfaction with microneedling. It is so good.
Damn,
and
I tried it actually.
And I wake up and my skin is like plump and yeah, it's amazing.
So yeah, it helps with collagen production when you kind of do that. It doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't hurt at all. It's just kind of like stimulation on the skin. And so if you are trying to reduce and get rid of your acne scars, this is a great option. And yeah, they have masks as well that come in the kit. It's helped my skin a lot because I do have some acne scars around my jawline. So for our listeners, you can go to banish.com, BANISH.com, and use the code almost30 for $10 off your order. And let us know if you get it. Join the group. Tell us about your experience. We're loving it.
Oh man, you guys, when Lindsay and I made Almost 30 the real deal business, I actually put out some feelers to my Instagram people and asked what entrepreneurs and creatives use to organize their business and to stay on top of everything, all the invoicing, basically how they manage their clients and customers. There was a resounding answer from all of those people. They love HoneyBook. So we've been using HoneyBook with Almost 30 to help us manage our invoicing, help us stay on top of things with clients, and really just have a one-stop shop for seeing what's going on with the business for everyone to look at and keep track of.
Yeah, it just streamlines everything. And it also just makes you look really professional.
Yep.
You know, kind of helps you to walk that walk before you feel like you're even ready. So if you're a photographer, designer, event professional, and any other solopreneurs, you can save hundreds of hours, if not thousands, which I feel like we have. So for a limited time, Almost 30 listeners can get 50% off the first year of HoneyBook with promo code ALMOST30. HoneyBook membership includes unlimited access to all features at one low monthly price. So you can go to honeybook.com and use our code ALMOST30 to get started. So that's honeybook.com, promo code ALMOST30 to get 50% off the first year of HoneyBook. At what point did it become, something that you wanted to make a business and make money? So obviously it was part of your healing process, but at what point were you like, oh, this is it?
I think it was like a year after. And then, we kept mixing and then we started giving it to friends. And I just recognized that he was not the only one who was having problems. I was like, to all my friends, you should buy this and you should buy this. And they were all like, oh my God, this is way too complicated. Like, I don't stop talking. I don't want to hear it. He started working already at a consultancy, and we did a trip also at Myanmar. I think that was a really big thing. We traveled for like 3 months for Asia again.
So Euro.
It was
so jealous.
It's like prioritizing travel always.
Amazing. That's what you have to do when you're like a student. Just like stretch and just go. And
it's not the same here.
No?
No.
I feel like you guys go all to Europe though.
Oh yeah, we love.
And Europe. I'm like, why do you go to Europe? Go to Asia.
I know we love Europe, but we don't prioritize. Like, it's like get a job is like what's being told to people after going to college, not like take a leap year or travel or explore. It's like get a job, start making money, like kind of join the corporate world more quickly.
Yeah. No, and then, I mean, I totally see that. I think it's also within Europe, I think it's really changing. I think like if you look like 5 or 10 years, I mean, I'm getting older too now, like 10 years back, I don't think that was necessarily the case. But I think it's more and more accepted. And now I wish, I should have gone like 2 years, not like 3 months.
I know. I know.
But I think in Myanmar, and we were also in Vietnam, and there we already saw a lot of things as well, like how cacao grew or like pepper. And I think there we started making this connection. And then with the friends, and we just, we started ordering things and mixing it by hand and giving it away. And then we didn't have not a lot of money. So we're like, okay, what can we do? And we're like, okay, we're just going to build a website by ourselves. And that's literally what we did. And we started selling, not like super planned out, just like diving in. I think that's kind of how, at least how I operate. I don't really think things through.
Yeah.
No, I think we realized also, me working in consultancy, we realized how hard it is to eat healthy. I mean, we're all like running around. We're all in.
Were you living in California at this time? Or?
No, we were living in Munich in Europe.
Okay.
And in Amsterdam. And so I realized, okay, it's so hard to eat healthy. And even after my journey in the recovery, I felt like it's hard. It's hard to get the vitamins, minerals every day you need. Yeah, sure, you eat 1 banana, one apple, but it's not like the 5 to 10 portions you need every day. And you see all the suits in the consultancy, and they're like, they can't eat healthy, and they don't have time, right? Nobody has time anymore.
I mean, and there's this crazy stat, right? Like 9 out of 10 people in the US don't eat enough fruit and veggies every single day.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, when I read that, I was like,
I probably am part of that a lot of times. I don't eat a lot of fruits.
You eat veggies.
I eat veggies, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm good about it, but I mean, there's a lot of days where I'm probably not.
And what it leads to, right, that your body doesn't have the energy, for example. You need to drink more coffee. You need something else again to stimulate, because it doesn't have the micronutrients your body needs to function and energy. Yeah. And then it leads to I'm tired, so I snack more. Yeah. And it goes down this path, right? You snack more, you drink more, you need more everything stimulus, and then you're like, my immune system is not as up, and I get more sick more often, right? I get a flu here, a flu there, and it all leads to. And that was, I think, important for us. Not only this big topic of cancer stuff, for us was like, how can we make people feel every day like really vibrant, really a lot of energy, and give them the energy they need every day, because that leads to good outcomes in the end. But because it's hard, we know it, we understand it's so hard. That's why we're like, I love our own products, because for me it's like in the mornings I just put them in water sometimes, or in a nut milk, and then I'm good to go. I think that was the trigger point for us to, hey, it's so hard, let's make it easier.
Yeah, I love that. So starting a business and now you guys have grown, like I want to talk about being like an entrepreneur and like doing it. Like what has been really hard for you guys about the journey?
I think what is hard is also the fun part. But I think it's just the extremes are bigger. So I think they gave me this example of a roller coaster. It's like your highs are that much higher, but your lows are also that much lower. And that's hard, right? The lows and like the struggle and the hustle. I mean, it's all there. It doesn't come from just like sitting there. And I mean, you have to go for it every single day. And there are a lot of high moments where I'm like, oh my God, like we're really doing this. And then there's some moments where you're like, I guess like once a week where you're just like kind of under the table.
Daily.
Like,
yeah.
Then you get the call and like, oh my God, we made it. And then 5 minutes later, shit, we're losing everything, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the fun part, but it's I think that's the struggle, right? Yeah. And it's everything up to you, right? As a person, you can't rely on anybody else doing anything for you. So that makes it obviously harder, because you have to push for everything. You have to push all through the nose, and people who don't believe in what you're doing. But it's also the fun part again, right? To show and prove everybody wrong.
Every day is different. Yeah. It's always a challenge. I mean, before I had some jobs and like internships, and I think always after 2 weeks I kind of felt bored. And I always say, well, that problem I solved. I absolutely don't feel bored anymore. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's so true.
What does the entrepreneur self-care look like? Because I think like as an entrepreneur, you really, although it's all about the business and taking care of your team, like how do you fill yourself back up in order to take care of everything that you need to take care of?
Yeah. I think a really big part for us is definitely food. That's for sure. We're both like 100% foodie. So just
Are you
like
plant-based, both of you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. For the last 5 years. I think food is a big thing. I love to go to yoga. I think we're still both really...
Where do you go?
Yoga Collective.
Me too. Number one. Where do you go to?
I just always switch it
Venice
up.
one?
I've
You
never...
mix it up, yeah.
I've never seen you.
Shana.
Oh, you always
Shauna.
go at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Shauna.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shauna's
cool.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
She really commands a room.
Yeah.
Yep. And she's funny. She makes
funny.
jokes.
Those fake
Yeah.
tits though throw me off. Had to say it. Sorry. Throw me off. But that's it. But I love Yoga Collective. If anyone's in LA, Yoga Collective is my spot. Steve Jones is my dude.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
the
it's so
Yoga
good.
Collective.
That's the one without music, right? It's like
No music, no
original.
mirrors.
Real yoga.
Yeah, no mirrors, no
No.
music. It's just
Yeah.
a really great vibe.
It's just, and it's simple. It's a simple studio. I feel like, and I mean, I live
Simple.
close there. I think for me, it's something also a workout. I really want to do it, but I'm also not the person who's going to travel somewhere 20 minutes and
Yep.
I don't have the time for it. So
Yep.
it just needs to, I can bike there in 5 minutes.
Where else do you work out? Where else do you guys work out?
Beach. We have the amazing beach here.
You work out on the beach?
Yeah, we just go for a run. Yeah.
Wow.
Then we play tennis on the beach. We play pedal tennis.
What do you do?
So fun.
Love running on the beach.
Yeah.
CrossFit I love.
Oh, you do? Paradiso?
Paradiso.
Mhm.
And Paradiso. I love it.
You do?
It's
Never been, just seen.
yeah. It's like where all the big guys go, and I'm
Yeah.
like the skinniest dude in the room. It's funny,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so much fun because you can. I think CrossFit you can like in 10-15 minutes you
Really?
completely destroy yourself for weeks.
Yeah.
It's like it's very efficient.
So much fun.
You gotta love it. So it's like
Sounds awesome.
yeah. So it's like very efficient, right? You're like in 15 minutes you're done. Like,
Yeah.
Or you can't walk for a week or something like this. So it's I love that kind of workout. Really. And I mean, we're so competitive thing still, like also in the business and private. So we're like, let's play this, compete there, let's play a tournament there. So it's I think that's also outside the
That's
work.
so fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
You guys play doubles?
Yeah.
We actually
Cute.
just played like a couple weeks ago mixed doubles for the first time. It was
Did you
really-
crush?
It was.
We're
You
still
crashed.
we're still
You crashed.
together. That's good.
Yeah.
And we still
I
talk
mean,
to each other.
we run a business together,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
Yeah,
playing
what do you
tennis.
guys do about separating? Do you guys separate life and business, or what do you?
I feel it's kind of mixed.
Yeah, how do you do that?
I think once we're in the office, we're definitely more like business partners. It's like it's a different relationship, and then once we're at home, we kind of have to find this way of like, okay, no, now we're not working anymore. Now we're like boyfriend, girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I think during the week, sometimes it's challenging, but I think especially in the weekends, like just doing stuff together, not working is really good. And I think it also changed now since our team is a bit bigger. I think it also is.
Yeah, I think really
different.
important is that we also have each our own area. So
Yeah,
she's
within the
doing
business, yeah.
marketing and everything, and all, everything online. I'm doing everything else, all the boring administrative business stuff. And we're like, don't cross our path sometimes for days.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really important not to have like also like the same role in the company or something. So we trying to really separate it, and then we also have something to talk about again. Because I think that's sometimes if you come home and then you can't talk about anything besides work, and you know everything, then it becomes challenging. But I think we have still enough to talk about because our daytime sometimes look different, and I have different meetings than her, and that's what we're trying to do.
And you're in consulting, like what kind of consulting?
Management consulting. I was
Okay.
in there, and I really didn't like it. I think it was Accenture. It was like a huge company.
Yeah.
But like,
I was in management consulting too
Oh,
for my
where?
first job. CEB, it's now Gartner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah, is it the
Oh.
same type of intensity in your like in
Yours is
Europe?
probably more than mine.
Meaning like US to Europe, is it different or it's the same type? Because I know
Yeah,
like
I think it's
consultants and
very
it's, like,
intense.
very
Consulting is
intense.
always very intense.
Okay.
And it was anywhere
That
in the US.
helps you a lot probably for your
Yeah, it
company.
was, I mean, we take so much from our sports backgrounds. We were so intense when we played sports, so we're like that's why.
We're
I
not
want-
normal.
No, like everything is extreme, right? We're like we want
Yeah.
to crush it. We want to like we're
crush.
yeah, we're disciplined. Like we always were
Ace.
disciplined and
Yeah.
stuff. So I think that relates also to how we work. If we're passionate about something, we overdo it. Also sometimes, right? We want it so bad, and it was also in consulting. I think that's the environment, but I don't know. It was for me. I really want to do something by myself. I was like this I had the feeling I knew everything better already starting there. And so we were already working on the same time at your super, and then we're like, okay, no, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to spend 30 years with my background, also like knowing where I just went through this journey. I couldn't see myself 30 years in a corporate environment, and then because you see people just miserable. They're all miserable. Not all, but some of them they're so miserable. And then you're like, why didn't you change something? It's yours, your life. You can control it. They're like, no, just like the next bonus. The next bonus, and then they sent me maybe some
commission check,
and then
they sent me on a trip.
Exactly.
Everything's paid for.
Yeah, and then my pension's coming up.
Yeah, and then you're like,
getting a 6% raise next year, which is like,
and then you have kids, and you have a home, and you have like you bought a house, and then it's hard to change, right? Yeah. And then it's hard to also start something, because everybody with me when I started said, okay, 3-4 years consulting, then we start something. And then you talk to people after 4 years, like, no.
That's the song of all consultants.
Yeah, no, I cannot start something anymore.
And because I'm making $200K a year, so you're like, okay.
Yeah, I think that was really when we started. I really had this, like, I think I was like 23 when we like kind of started mixing by hand, and I was like, okay, what do I have to lose? Like literally, it's like I don't have a house, I don't have kids, like there was just like nothing. I was like, well, just gonna do this, and I'll probably learn something along the way, and then we'll see where it ends. And I think that's kind of like how I really like to approach life, is like often if you start looking at like what's the worst thing that can happen, it's not that bad.
Yes.
He always says like, I can still get my job back. Like it's always going to be there.
And now it's more like, we can always still like go to Asia and drink coconuts all day.
Literally.
And do something for cheaper than living in LA, right? Literally. So then what's the worst that can happen? We're always like, then we can finally go travel again. We're like, oh, that actually sounds really
you're like, I'm free. Yeah, it's like, what if you got laid off from your job? You'd probably have time to find a job you love.
Yeah.
And just saying, just to put a bow on the consulting, the job thing too, we're not like hating on the job, like regular jobs, quote unquote, or jobs in the corporate world or consulting jobs. It's just we're talking about when people are unhappy in those situations and knowing that you can control it and you have control of your life. So I just want to say that. I guess for our listeners, just the last few questions from me. What are like 1 or 2 superfoods you would have incorporated in their life right now? Like what are your favorites that you feel like have really made an impact?
I think the ones that, just looking at the mixes, the super green, I use it every single day. I don't think there's...
How do you use it?
It really depends. So if I'm traveling, I'll just pop it in water.
Okay.
But then when I'm at home, I'll just make like a green smoothie.
Yep.
But I think water is always there.
I agree. And I just take it like a shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
just a little bit of water.
Just a little. Them in there, take it like a shot. I think that is an interesting point about the sweet thing too, because I actually look for sweet a lot of times in a lot of the beverages that I drink. But you don't need it, and it is nice to just like take it like a shot. Like not everything in your life is going to be sweet. This is me talking to myself, so just like take it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, super green, I think, and
Forever Beautiful.
Forever Beautiful.
Those are my go-tos.
I also use that almost every day.
The chocolate one.
I know.
It's like that's all the favorite mixes people like rave about, like in the oatmeal and stuff. That they can't get enough from chocolate.
I love combining them all. So like on the weekends I'll make like an acai bowl, but then I'll maybe have like some frozen berries and one banana, and then I'll just pour like a bunch of the super green in there, and then the Forever Beautiful mix. And then I blend it, and it's a bit thicker, and then I just put the like chocolate lover on top, and I'm like, I'm good to go.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I know, that sounds amazing.
Combine them all. So what is next for your super?
Yeah.
So what's next? We just got started. So there's no end game or something. We just on this quest to inspire people to eat healthier and make it easier for them. I think that's really the DNA of the company, and we want to emphasize it more and more. So we want to get people also the opportunity to call in and get nutritional advice, because there's so much information out there. We get now so much feedback from people. They have something, like the average American is on 4 prescriptions, right? They don't know like what can I eat there? How can I eat plant-based? What is the starting point? Similar questions as you guys have, but it's like, so we want to really become this company that helps people, like really makes it easier for them. Be this advice and coach, maybe even sometimes to really change people's lives. And we get more also like regular everyday people, right, who have not had the chance to eat healthier because they're not around the Whole Foods, they're not around the Erewhons of the world. That we're lucky we live here, but there are other places in the US also that doesn't have that, and these people need help, and they need more better and cleaner products, and we try to reach them and really make a difference for them in their life.
Yeah, and I think from a company perspective, a big challenge or new thing for us is like the team is growing. So we're hiring a lot, interviewing, and that's
hard.
It's very interesting. Yeah, it's like really finding the people who tick all the boxes. It's just it's a process from like having the skills you're looking for, but then they also like actually fit the values we have as a company. We actually so we have an office in Berlin and LA, but we also are flexible. So people also get like 1 month like work abroad, so they can work literally from Bali or wherever they want to work from.
I love that.
That's cool.
Isn't that amazing?
Holiday.
How much weekend or how much work? How much vacation do you guys have?
20 days.
Wow, that's good. And then a month to work wherever.
Yeah.
We always have this rule of 3. So like 3 months out of 12, we do something. So 1 month is vacation for people. 1 month is working abroad wherever they want. And 1 month is with the team abroad. So we're later.
Do you fly everyone?
Yeah. So later this year, we're gonna.
Where can I apply?
Yeah.
Yoursuper.com.
Yeah. So then we were gonna fly everybody somewhere where we just like be in a somewhere and work together. Because we all want to travel and we all have a travel bug, and we just need more passionate people. I think we'll
it reminds me, it's interesting, and I know you guys probably know Taro from Four Sigmatic.
Yeah,
but like I think you're doing it right from where you're from. In Europe, like I just think there's something different about company culture, and it's right. So keep doing that. I've observed you guys. I've observed Taro and like kind of how he's done it. And I think he just did some sort of like retreat abroad with everyone. And I love that you're changing the culture.
Yeah,
That's
and I think it has to be authentic and honest. I think so many companies I heard now in LA have like unlimited vacation and stuff, but nobody takes them.
I know.
Yeah, and
honestly,
yeah. So like,
I think I wouldn't take all fucking every single day of unlimited vacation. I would. Literally, I was like, but I don't take it. And I'm like, fuck that noise.
Yeah, then it's not unlimited, right? So then it's not the right culture. I think you rather have like then really like rather a month, but then really push people to really take it. Right? Our supply chain manager was in Trinidad last year and worked from there for months. Yeah, but nowadays, with all everybody has internet and everybody's connected, there's no reason why not. So yeah, that's kind of the culture we want to build.
It's great.
Love that.
That's great.
YOLO. Okay, amazing. Well, my favorite products. I love the chocolates bomb. I do love the Forever Beautiful. It tastes really nice with like vanilla. I like it with vanilla protein in a smoothie, which is really nice. And then I do the greens when I'm traveling, just with water.
The greens are everything.
I really love those. And we're drinking the matcha now. It's my favorite matcha. So it's super clean, gives you like great energy too. So you guys can check that out. And then the discount code is that
still almost
30, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then almost 30 is the discount code for you guys to get some products. Sorry, my hair is all wet.
No, your hair looks great.
It's about that time. We turn on the air conditioner.
Sweating.
I'm about to slip off the chair.
Yep.
And it's like carpet.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here, for sharing your story.
Yes.
We really like to kind of go behind the brand and see your origin story and have people really relate to that. And, kind of connect to your brand in that way rather than just the surface of that it works. It does, but I think your story is a really important one.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for having us.
You're welcome.
It's our first podcast.
Yay! You did great.
Yeah.
We wanted to be on your podcast because Kristel's such a big fan also. And I listened to a ton. And it's
like
great.
secondhand listening.
Yeah,
Wow.
But really funny happened. Like when we just moved here, just someone recommended it, and we then because it was like 8 months ago, we moved to LA, and then I started listening to you guys. And I was like, I'm like learning everything about LA. This is perfect.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That means so much.
Thank you.
And that's why we wanted to have the
podcast is the
premiere.
best.
We wanted to be at the first podcast. We wanted to be here, so that's really cool. We manifested, right?
Well,
we manifested, and it's
Just
happening.
so you know, many people will ask you to be on their podcast after this one.
Get ready.
This is how it happens. No, but we're
Thank you, guys.
we're really grateful. So yeah, go to yoursuper.com, connect with the brand. We love these products. We are stocked to the brim in our cabinets, but thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Love
All right,
you.
guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Hope you love that.
So
Love that.
good. I really loved it because it was a good perspective for me to remember that cancer can come randomly to really healthy people. He was like the vision of health.
Yeah, absolutely.
Worked out, ate healthy all the time. So using food to flood the body with nutrients and kind of heal himself was so inspiring. Yeah, you're super. Use the code almost30.
The best. We have a review of the week to read. It's from Sunny. And she says, love this podcast, 5 stars. Ladies, I have been listening to your podcast for over a year now, and I can't even begin to tell you how much I love you both. The topics are amazing. The people you interview are exceptional, and the chemistry you have with one another is unmatched. I love the community you have created and the real conversations that pop up daily. I listen to a lot of podcasts, but yours is by far my favorite. Keep making magic, ladies.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Love ya. Make sure to join the secret Facebook group. There are 8,000 or so other people that are waiting for you to join in on the conversation. We will see you in Vancouver. We will be there on the 4th. And then on the 6th of December, we have 2 events, a workout body love event, and then a more mystical moon ritual event with Bree Melanson and Alex of On Our Moon. So we are so excited to see you in Vancouver. And then we will be planning our tour for 2019 in December. So if you want your city, us to come to your city, let us know.
Let us know. Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.